Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video, and in this one, it's going to be another Witmer's Critiques, another tech one at that as well, as I recently got a new little mic that I wanted to kind of test out and everything, just because in this way I kind of do these YouTube videos and everything. I was wondering if it's worth kind of diving in and getting these, so I've tested it here and there. I just kind of want to do a video overall, just give my impression, see if these are actually worth getting or not. So if you're interested to see if the Hollyland Lark M2S is worthwhile, keep watching. And this video is going to be very similar to how I did that Tiki Sky mic review, and then I'm going to be testing out in kind of different kind of settings. I'm going to be doing it around here in the indoor setting, which is probably going to be its kind of best sort of way and everything. And then later on in the video, I'm going to be outside, kind of showcasing out in the elements, see how it does. It also has a noise canceling element. I'm curious how that actually ends up working with this and how well it actually does that canceling out the outdoor noise and kind of picking up my own voice at the same time. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on in with this thing then. And here's a little closer look at the mic itself. Again, it's a little guy sort of thing. Didn't want anything too kind of bulky or anything too kind of distracting from my video. So this is the little guy I got. It's very easily clipped on to your shirt and everything. It is chargeable, and that's one of the cool things with it is that it comes with this little case that charges it, similar to that of like an Apple AirPod or something like that. And inside of it is the actual mics itself. On one side, it can work on your phone, obviously. The mic does also work on your phone, like an iPhone 17, even earlier versions too, as it also has the regular USB to just kind of plug into your phone instead of the USB-C that is here. And then it's very easily to kind of clip on and everything. Just press this down for a second to have it pair, and blue light means it's pairing, flashing blue means it's not, and the green light would mean that it is obviously in noise canceling mode. And obviously it also works with regular cameras as well. This is what you would use to connect it through it with that. And it does come with two little mics itself, like I've already showcased. I think now it's time to put one on and see how it kind of works. So let's go and do that. All right, I officially got it on. You can kind of see it there. It does also come with two socks as well. Just gonna try to see how it goes without using the sock. It's also not supposed to be too windy out today. It's actually supposed to be really nice out weather-wise. So I feel like I shouldn't have to worry about this in terms of blocking out any wind noise. So yeah, let's continue on with this video then. From that last clip I just did there, you can easily tell the difference between this being on and this not being on. It sounds a lot clearer, even though it's still an indoor setting and where I'm obviously not too far away from the camera itself. So obviously voice-wise it's not going to be much different there. So I'm just going to be kind of walking around in different areas and just see how it kind of goes. Again, it's supposed to be pretty nice out. I'll mention a little bit later on too, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more wind, just so we can get a real kind of feel for some of that noise canceling kind of features and see how it does with actual wind noise. It's not too terribly windy out today, so I don't think that's really going to be able to really do that as well. I took the mic off for a second because I just put on my laptop just because the fan on it can be really loud, and I want to see how it does in obviously different kind of settings. The regular normal setting just from my phone itself, that mic, and then obviously with the mic itself, and then the noise canceling, how well it does at just minimizing just this little bit of sound sort of thing, just in case you have this sort of issue if you're indoors kind of doing a video like this as well, talking to the camera, if your laptop or whatever is making really loud noise, how well it does at blocking that sound out. So here we go. Again, it's a pretty loud kind of fan going on. I do need to kind of get that looked on, and maybe you just get a new laptop in general sort of thing. Without the mic, you can kind of tell with the fan, it just more sounds like a kind of noise kind of machine you would hear sort of thing that just plays ambient like noise like that sort of stuff. But anyways, let's move on to put the mic back on and just without it noise canceling, see if it's any better or if it's about the same. All right, I got it back on. Of course, as soon as I'm doing this next test, it is not as loud as it was before. but you can still kind of hear a little bit of the fan. That probably wasn't the best kind of testing of it, but again, in a second I'm going to be outside and there's going to be a lot of like outside like street noise and everything, so that's where I'm going to be testing that out. So I think with that, I think it's time to head on outside and just go test it out in the elements, because that's probably going to be my best kind of showcasing of all the different kind of things that this mic can kind of pick up and how well it kind of does. Before I actually head out anywhere, I want to first test it out here, just because one of the things obviously with this pool here is the filter. I want to see if it actually, as I get closer to like the filter itself, how well this actually does compared to hearing that and my voice. And again, like I've mentioned throughout this video and in general and past videos and everything, is and if you obviously haven't already seen many of my videos or podcasts and everything, I'm definitely a mumbler. So it's definitely one of those things where it's just going to be, I'm hoping this is going to be very good at picking myself up a little bit better than I would without having the microphone. I actually think that was a good first test. Obviously this is not the loudest sort of thing, that's why I'm going to try to go to different kind of areas. And like I mentioned, one of the first areas I'm probably going to head up to is to the Eagle View area, down that way, just because I feel like there may be a little bit more crowd noise and everything. And like I mentioned, it's so nice out and there is a tiny bit of wind. Just kind of hoping it would be a little bit more of a crappier day, more windy, I guess I would say, just because to see how well some of the noise canceling kind of works with this and picking out my voice. So that's why I want to test it out in different scenarios outdoors, besides just some of the indoor stuff that I've already done. Just made it to the Eagle View area, right by Twin Valley Coffee. I just got their orange creamsicle cold brew, which let's go give that a try real quick before we start really diving in on this kind of review on the mic. Not bad, definitely very orangey. I've had better. It's not terrible, very orange heavy, but probably give it about a 6 out of 10 probably. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. Anyways, let's kind of walk around and see how well this mic kind of does. Just gonna make my way down these stairs over here. Usually I come down the middle steps in between, kind of like cut off between Restaurant Row down here and where Rita's is. I'm coming down right over here. I'm gonna showcase this before. Hoping this kind of helps kind of showcase the mic a little bit more. There's some stuff in the background here, kind of going off the HVAC and everything for the buildings back over this way. And obviously I haven't been down this way since probably March or so, back when there was an 80-degree day in March. I'll post that video if you haven't seen it down below. Well, it looks like they have all the seating areas for these restaurants all out back. Looks like they're also getting set up for the day too, as it is about 10 o'clock now, a little after. Yeah, definitely taking advantage of the little parking this way. Not that these really ever work parking wise. If you're familiar with this area. And I've showcased this stage many times, but this is where normally during the summertime they'll have musical acts during the summer, and this is where they usually play. This should be a good test of the mic, as if you remember from that video I just mentioned, this little fountain was not on before, and it looked like it needed some good repair. Looks like they got it up and running. It's definitely summertime, so it makes sense. Nice little shaded area. But this feels like a good place to kind of test this mic out again. Over here, you got some crowd noise, a little dump truck, a garbage truck, sorry, backing up. You got the sound of the fountain behind me. See how this kind of does here. Like I mentioned, one of the features I really did want to kind of showcase with this was kind of that noise canceling option it does have. That's what I'm going to try to do with the next few shots. See how that kind of goes and everything, and see how well it actually does at blocking out that noise as it claims and kind of echoing your voice. Alright, seems like a perfect time for that garbage truck to go by, because I just put on the noise cancelling mode and see how this kind of goes as this truck again keeps going by. It's not planned, didn't realize that was going to happen while I was sitting here. That one was interesting. I don't know if that was the best testing of it, but I have it on the noise canceling mode, and obviously you could very much hear the garbage truck go by. My voice, obviously, just because, again, it is a mic, it was very clear just to kind of go through all that. So it's definitely interesting. I feel like that wasn't the best kind of testing of that noise canceling feature just yet. Also, I feel like every time I'm here, I always notice something different. Right by this little koi pond here, see, there's some little fish. You can kind of see one there. I've never noticed this little frog statue kind of thing here before. But anyways, let's walk a little bit more around this way, see if we can't test this out in any better kind of area. I've also mentioned this many times whenever I do like a techie kind of review like this. It was a Tiki Sky or that GoPro I did a few years back. I'm obviously not the most tech savvy person, or even the G7, the 730 that I have, the Nikon. Obviously, I'm just using it in ways that I would personally use it. Obviously, there's probably better ways to kind of showcase the mic, but this is the way I felt was the best way to kind of go about doing that, and that's why I'm doing it, obviously, this way. But again, it is a very beautiful day out. Again, it's close to 10:30 now. And there's a nice breeze in the air. It's in like supposed to be in the low 80s. So right now it's like in the 70s. It feels absolutely fantastic out, especially compared to the last few days. So this is definitely walking around kind of and taking advantage of a nice day sort of thing again. But since I just got this mic, it just made sense to do it today. Also, I don't think I showed this when I showed the stage earlier, but these fountains are also on over here. And also on this side as well. But I do want to come back down this way again, hopefully as a way to kind of test out again the noise canceling. There's another truck over here. I guess one of these restaurants must be getting their delivery or something. So I kind of want to see how this does it picking up my voice. The other thing I'm going to try to do is maybe speak a little softer, a little louder, about the same, just to see how it actually kind of does at picking up my voice, just because obviously, again, I really want to see how it does, especially since it's a smaller mic itself, how kind of powerful it is. And that was definitely a better kind of testing than the one I did earlier when the garbage truck went by. You can still kind of hear it in the background, but you could definitely hear me throughout it in general. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this, and if you've seen some of my more recent videos, like when I went to Milky Way Farm and the Chester Springs Creamery there, or even when I went to the zoo or other places like that, there's times where either the crowd noise would get so loud that my voice would get drowned out because of it, or it would be just I'd have to do voiceover over it because there was just so much noise that my voice just wasn't going to be able to get captured. That's one of the reasons why I got this and wanted to test it out. And so far, I think it's actually doing very well. Just making my way back up these same stairs I went down earlier today. And I'm going to take a little seat over here, just kind of give more thoughts on my mic here. I turned off the noise canceling mode just because there's no point at this point to have that out, just because right now it's kind of a quieter kind of area. But I've always never been the biggest kind of fan of mics. I've obviously done it before, obviously with podcasting. Whenever you've seen a mic, it's been when I'm in like the studio or whatever. But I'm out in public, there's something weird about having a mic on top of you. Obviously it's helping me out greatly just with obviously picking up my voice and everything, so that's why I'm doing it. I just didn't want anything too like bulky that you can it just kind of takes away from your video, because all you can kind of see is the mic itself on your like chest or wherever you have it placed. So that's one of the things that always kind of steered me away. But this is one I saw was small. It has noise canceling options to it. It seems hit or miss with that noise canceling, but it does, again, it's a very good mic. It's still picking me up better than anything really has before. Just not using one, so I think I'm going to be using it going forward. I would definitely suggest it. If you're thinking about getting one, I would definitely suggest this one. Again, it's not too big, and it is a very good mic, I would say. So if I had to give this mic a rating, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. I'd definitely suggest it, like I mentioned a second ago. And that's all I really got in terms of this review. Again, there's not much more I can kind of think of how else to use this mic outside of the ways I've learned so far in this video. Obviously, I did an indoor portion around my office kind of area, and I've come out here to try it as well. Trying different settings, trying the noise canceling mode and everything. That's the way I felt was going to be great. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought, if you have this mic or mics in general. And that's all I got in this video. Until next time, I'll see you guys. Don't forget to follow and subscribe, of course.